Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the Avengers Age of Ultron review, where we're going to talk spoilers, and there are spoilers in this. Spoilers. Now, if you haven't seen this, go watch it right now. Go watch the movie. I recommend it. It's a good movie. If you want to know a little bit more, but you don't want to be spoiled on it, I have another review on this, the Age of Ultron part 1. It's on my YouTube channel. Just check it out. There should be a link in the description. If there's not, feel free to drop by and punch me in the face. What? I'm man enough to take my lumps. Come on, come get me. Now, this movie, my God. Okay, there's a lot of things to talk about, and the one thing that I mentioned last time was the almost faux character development of Hawkeye, which I really didn't care for. You know, just because he has a family at a farmhouse in the middle of the woods. Well, not middle of the woods. You know, middle of a nice little place. I'm assuming Pennsylvania, because it looks like Pennsylvania. Like Ma and Pa Kent, as I heard someone describe it. You know, their ranch. And, you know, Hawkeye's got like a little farm. He's got a wife and 2 kids and one on the way. And okay. Doesn't really add anything. Does it sort of make me think that the character's a little more human? Yeah. It makes him feel more like a normal person. Which your superheroes kind of shouldn't be. But granted, Hawkeye is a normal guy. Which, I get that. But it really felt like they were trying to make me care about him. And I have this thing that goes on in my head when people try to make me do something. Even if it's passively. It's like, no man, everyone loves Led Zeppelin. Like, I don't like them. You know, everyone likes Tom Hanks. I don't like Tom Hanks. Dear God, Tom Hanks bores the crap out of me. I just don't like him. Stupid Forrest Gump. He better run. Now, in this one, they're trying to make you care about Hawkeye. And I like him. He's a good character. I liked him in the first one. He was one of my favorites in the first movie. I preferred him to Black Widow. You can say whatever you want, but I did. Because he had more character. Black Widow, in the first one, didn't have a lot of development. She was only barely in one movie at that point, and she had never gotten any sort of real screen time. Now, Captain America 2 fixed that when they spent a lot of time with her, because you spend the whole movie with Black Widow. Well, you know, flanking Captain America, and boy, oh boy. There's still almost nothing there. You know, Scarlett Johansson's a good actor. But this movie sort of tends to not care that she's a good actor. They just have her there as token, almost fan service, but not quite. I don't want to say that, but it kind of feels like it, man. I know she's an assassin. She's supposed to be distant, unemotional. That just makes you come off as boring. Yeah. If I ever put an assassin in one of my movies, which you can buy at your local store. What, you don't believe me? Hey, I've directed at least 12 movies. Granted, most shops won't carry them, but whatever. That's because I'm avant-garde. I'm an artist. I'm just too good for them. Oh God, I'm a failure. Well, that came out of nowhere. Now, now the Hulkbuster part that most people talked about was freaking hilarious. Oh my God, it was funny. Everyone always talks about the bit where he's got Hulk by the throat and he's just punching him in the face with the big hammer fist. You know, looked like a jackhammer fist just popping out like that. You know, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And they have a great moment where he just lays this huge right hook into the Hulk. And you just see him take this punch and spit out a tooth and just sort of grin at him. He had the best reaction from Robert Downey Jr. ever. Which I have seen this happen from other people. You know, I have seen this happen when you hit somebody by accident. And you just see their face just go that shade of blood red. And they're ready to rip your spine out. I'm sorry. And run away. Which, that's pretty much what happened. I don't blame him. I'd be scared of the Hulk too. Jesus Christ. Now, you'll notice in my last review, I did not talk about the Vision. Well, there's really not much to talk about. He's a dude. That's partially a robot. Yeah, that's the thing that happened. And they teased Captain America wielding the hammer. And I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, Thor take a hard hit, like, Ultron knock him over or something. And, last resort, Captain America grabs the hammer and just busts him in the head with it. That would have been cool. I would have really liked that. But no, we're using it as a plot device to make everyone trust the Vision instantly. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. It was cool, but come on. Let Steve have the hammer. Jesus, he uses it in the comic books. Come on. Oh, speaking of trying to make you care too much. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, the same old story you've heard from every supervillain. My parents were killed in front of me. The same story of Batman. My parents were killed in front of me when I was a child. I'm a multi-billionaire, but I just can't get over this. And now I punish criminals. They had the same backstory. Their parents were killed in front of them. They're orphans of war. And they blame Tony Stark because it was one of his bombs. Really? You blame the dude that made the bomb, not the guy that shot the bomb at you? I'd be blaming that guy. I'd be blaming the dude that, bombed my house instead of the dude that built it. If someone shoots me, I'm not going to go find the guy who made the gun and beat him to death. That's just not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find the guy that shot me. The last guy that shot me didn't fare too well. Now, they really try to make you care, and I just couldn't bring myself to even remotely care about either one of these characters. They're just so hollow and out of nowhere that you don't care. Or at least I didn't. If anybody else cared, they didn't say. And it was amazing. They were going to go. They were trying for a part in the movie where they go, and that didn't happen at all. That's like when the Vision wielding the hammer. I expected to get like a moment out of the theater and chuckling. Because, yeah, that's weird, I guess. Apparently, a robot picking up the hammer's funny. I don't know. That's just me saying that, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a professional. I'm just doing this because I can and because I'm smarter than you. But they really try to make you care when they kill off Quicksilver. Oh my god, you killed off that guy that we just met like an hour ago who has no real character development and only has one mode, which is angry and really fast. I'm so shocked and appalled and disappointed that you killed him. I'm not. I'm just not. I don't care. He had two good moments to me. Where, he's running around saving people at the very, when he first starts getting on the side of the Avengers to save his home country. And he zips into a police station. Everyone get out of here. No one cares. No one even looks at him twice. He runs out, runs back in with an AK-47 and empties it into the ceiling. Okay, that got their attention. That was funny. I laughed. Second part was... He's running through a police barricade, and you hear the officer goes, "Stop! No one shoot!" And a bullet goes in super slow-mo through his arm, and he just kind of looks at it. No reaction of pain at all. And he just sort of looks at the guy like, "Come on, dude, really? Really? You're going to shoot me? Come on." I'm like, dude, you move at the speed of light, technically, in the comic books. You run fast enough to travel through time, so you could have just moved your arm. Whatever. Which, honestly, Quicksilver's a little overpowered in the comics compared to what he is in the movie. In the movie, he's kind of pathetic. He can only run really fast. He can't run super fast. And that's what kills him. He decides to save Hawkeye and this little kid from being Swiss cheesed by a machine gun. And what happens, which most people have got this wrong, is they think he moved them, and he didn't. What he did was he pushed a car in front of them and blocked most of the bullets. Which, I know what kind of bullets that those things use, and a car ain't stopping them. Okay? Come on. If anyone has ever seen what a fighter jet uses, they use 50 calibers. A car ain't stopping that. Or at least the way it was put up there, turned on its side to cover them, they still would have died. It wouldn't have made a difference. You know, Quicksilver's just covered in holes. And he drops, and I'm like, I guess I care. Not really. And he actually basically looks at the camera and says, "Feel for my death." You know? He just looks at Hawkeye and says, "You didn't see that coming, did you?" Because Hawkeye made a joke earlier in the movie where he smacks Scarlet Witch in the head with an electroshock arrow, knocking her out. I don't do mind control. Did it once, I don't like it. I swear to God, this was Hawkeye's movie. I want him to get his own standalone movie. Marvel, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but if you are, Hawkeye needs a movie. Give him a Batman movie. Let him go around, be Batman / James Bond / Robin Hood. You know, let him go around and have some fun. Give the man his own standalone movie. It'd be hilarious. He had the best lines in the whole film. He really did. Even when Quicksilver would crack jokes at him, which, honestly, I liked their chemistry. That sort of made me like Quicksilver, but then again, not enough to make me really like the character. What they did was weird. They did the young punk and old man thing, which, honestly, neither one of them looked that far apart in age. I know Jeremy's in his 40s or early 40s or late 30s, whatever. I don't know how old he is. I don't care. If you look on Wikipedia, you can find that he's technically a velociraptor. And that really interested me. But it's very strange that they did that, but I'm just going to roll with it because, yeah, I guess he's younger. I don't know how old the actor is playing him. I don't really care who he is. I'm pretty sure it's the guy from Kick-Ass, but whatever. I don't care. I have no connection to Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was sort of funny in Kick-Ass, I guess. He ruined Godzilla. That's enough to make me want him to get shot with machine guns. Now, but they do have one really funny moment with him. And this is pretty much just due to Hawkeye. He cracks a joke about, "What's the matter, old man? Can't keep up." And he's running away, and he pulls out his bow, and he's just standing there going, "I could do it. I could do it. Nobody would know." He drops, he's like, "Hey, what happened to that really fast kid?" "Oh, nothing. Ultron dropped a city on his head. It's a shame, it really is." Yeah, I do like that. I love what they did with Hawkeye in this movie. They made him a character. They didn't just make him a dude with a bow. And he acknowledges the fact that he uses a bow is freaking weird. Which I really liked. That was different. In his little pep talk to Scarlet Witch. You notice I'm talking a lot about Hawkeye because everyone else in the movie sort of fell flat. They basically just went off the character they had already developed. And because almost everyone had their own standalone movie except Black Widow. Which I sort of count Captain America 2 as a standalone Black Widow movie. Because she was in that movie so much. But I think they needed to give him some of that. Some of the, some character development. Which they sort of tried to, I guess. Tony Stark, insecure. He wants to build a suit of armor around the world. Pretty much every time someone tries to do that, don't they always screw up? Didn't Skynet want to build a protective thing and then screw up? At least then we had Ani, and we didn't have James Spader quipping and cracking jokes. Which, honestly, if they do a new Terminator movie, I want James Spader to be a Terminator. I'm not a huge fan of the guy. I saw him a long time ago in Secretary, and that was an awkward movie. Good, but awkward. Now I just have the image of Maggie Gyllenhaal wearing a saddle in my head, and I can't get that out. Ugh, okay. That's the new one. Oh well. Now, I don't know exactly what all went on in making this movie. And I don't think I want to know because I think it would make my head explode. Because I've heard Joss Whedon saying that tying in all of the movies that are coming out with this is nuts. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Man, they build for Civil War hard, though. Captain America and Tony bickering like an old married couple, which, honestly, at this point, they practically are. But hey, that would actually... honestly, that would be really funny. That would be really funny. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. And, you know, if Civil War does come about like they're hoping it will, like they're saying it will, it'll be cool. And I hear Spider-Man's going to be in it. Ooh, that could be awkward. You know, Sony has agreed to release Spider-Man, but Andrew's not going to be playing it anymore. I wonder who they're going to get. I really wonder. I don't know. I swear to God, if it's Aaron Johnson again, I'm going to beat somebody with a club. That dude has been in enough. Okay? They made Godzilla into a movie about some random soldier. He should be the one being crushed by Godzilla. Not the other way around. Dude crushed Godzilla. That ain't cool. Man thinks he can walk in here and step all over the monsters like that. Who's he think he is? But all the build-up for the further movies, it really felt a little rushed, but it was okay. It wasn't enough to make you not like it. Now, the more I said here, you may be thinking to yourself, wow, if you hate it that much, why'd you recommend it? You sound like you're really ripping this apart. And I sort of am, but I like this movie so much that overrides any sort of nitpicky flaws that I'm finding. And this stuff is nitpicking, to be fair. Except for the character development part. That is not nitpicking. I am totally being honest in that regard. But I have rambled on way too long in this video. I will see you guys next time.